The sirens weren't what scared me. It was the look on the police officer's face when he stepped out of the cruiser, concern mixed with something I couldn't name. I had pulled over on the quiet stretch of Maple Ridge Highway after my tire gave up on life at the worst possible moment. My phone was dead. The road was empty. And the sun was sinking fast. Just when I started rehearsing my acceptance speech for worst day of the year, the police cruiser slowed beside me. The officer stepped out, early 30s, focused eyes, steady demeanor. "You okay?" he asked. "Just a flat tire," I sighed. "And zero survival skills." He chuckled softly. "Good news, I have a PhD in flat tires." He knelt beside the wheel, rolling up his sleeves like he'd done this 100 times. But halfway through loosening the lug nuts, he paused. "Before I continue," he said gently, "you're not married, right? I need your number." I blinked. "Wait, what?" He smirked. "For the incident report. We always ask." Heat rushed to my face. "Oh," I said, laughing awkwardly. "And here I thought, we're dating?" He laughed, full, warm, and unexpectedly contagious. Smooth. Very smooth. But something about that moment, him kneeling on the pavement, hands dusty, smile soft, made the world feel strangely safe. A small act of kindness. He worked on the tire while asking casual questions. Where was I headed? Was I okay? Was someone waiting for me? His voice wasn't flirty or forced. It was just human. Gentle in a way you don't expect from a stranger on a darkening road. When he finished, he brushed his hands together and stood. "You're good to go," he said. "But honestly, you looked more stressed than someone who just had a flat." I hesitated. Then the truth slipped out. "My dad's in the hospital. Heart issues." I was rushing to get there. His expression changed instantly. "Why didn't you say that earlier?" he said quietly. "I would have driven you myself." He walked back to his cruiser, opened the passenger door, and nodded toward it. "No arguments," he said. "You shouldn't be alone right now." Something in his tone, soft but unwavering, made my throat tighten. The unexpected ride. During the drive, he didn't say much. He didn't pry. He didn't judge. But every few minutes, he'd glance over just to check if I was holding up. When we reached the hospital parking lot, he placed his hat on the dashboard and said, "Whatever happens, you'll get through it. You seem like someone who's stronger than they realize." It wasn't fancy. It wasn't poetic. But it hit deeper than anything I'd heard in months. Inside, my dad was stable. Awake. Smiling faintly when he saw me. "You made it," he whispered. I held his hand, relief washing over me like warm rain. Outside the room, the officer waited by the wall, not because he had to, but because he chose to. "You didn't have to stay," I said. He shrugged. "Sometimes people need someone to stay." There it was. Humanity in uniform. Kindness without asking for anything in return. A moment that changed everything. When I walked him back to the entrance, he reached for a small notepad. "This time," he said with a quiet grin, "I am asking for your number." I raised a brow. "For the report?" He shook his head. "No report this time." I crossed my arms playfully. "So, we're dating?" He laughed, but this time it wasn't teasing, it was hopeful. "Maybe we could be," he said. "But only if you want." For the first time that day, my chest didn't feel heavy. "I think I'd like that," I said. He took a slow breath, relieved, excited, human. Ending on hope. We texted later that night. Then again the next morning. And every day after. He didn't walk into my life like a romantic movie hero. He showed up as a stranger who cared when he didn't have to. Who noticed when I was struggling? Who offered kindness without expecting anything? That's the thing about life. Sometimes the people who help you the most are the ones you never saw coming. And sometimes, a flat tire isn't the worst thing that can happen. It might be the beginning of something unexpectedly beautiful.